probably sound like a dream and everyone thinks, oh, one day I want to be able to have the freedom to work from home. And then you actually get it and you realize that you're disorganized, you're getting a quarter of the work done, you're anxious half the time, everything feels jumbled and cluttered in your head, and then you're not actually able to sleep at night because you're taking it all to bed with you and you just can't stop, and it's this never-ending spiral and you're like, this was not as fun as it played out in my head. So guys, my name is Jax. I'm an expat living here in Dubai. I own and run 3 of my own companies, so safe to say I had to get the whole working from home thing stuff. But before, I was disorganized, I was anxious, I was getting a quarter of the stuff down. Everything melded into one in my head and my head felt cluttered. Everything was cluttered. My desk was cluttered. My life was cluttered. Cue the violin. But I've picked up some tips and tricks along the way that has made me get double the amount of work done in half the amount of time. I have more time with friends and with family and I'm less anxious. And again, everything is more efficient and it just gets done, bro. So I'm going to share with you guys in this video my top tips and tricks on how I actually manage, run, and organize my day. And yeah. Guys, I'm really excited because in my next video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to start your own business in this quarantine, how to be your own boss, work for yourself, create that life you've always dreamed of. I always said it was never possible for me. I didn't have the resources, the education, the diploma, whatever. I always said I'm not the type of person that's going to be able to own or run or do anything on my own. But I did, so that will be the next video. But for this one, let's get it sussed out how to actually work from home, because unless you can be productive from home, you're not going to be able to start squat. So tip number 1, big tip, get a morning routine. Now, I know that sounds so cliche and that's such an overused word when you think every YouTuber, every influencer, every single person that you know has a morning routine, has filmed their morning routine, but that is seriously the way to start the rest of the day. If you start in that calm, less reactive state of mind, you get so much work done and everything seems less frazzled in your head. So what I like to do is I like to make my bed, I like to get ready, get my makeup on, get my skincare done, get my clothes on as though I'm actually gonna walk through the door. But whether you journal, you write down your to-do list, your goals, your morning pages, your gratitude, it really gets you in that calm state of mind where you are ready to take on the rest of the day. And like I said, I know it sounds cliche. And I'm not saying that you have to wear makeup, but it actually made me feel proactive, put together for the rest of the day. I was less slouchy, less slobby, and again, just having that makeup feeling done up, put together, I felt productive first thing in the morning, and then it continues. It's like momentum throughout the rest of the day. Yeah, so best piece of advice, get your morning routine done in the morning. Wake up at a specific time, do your routine where you make your bed, get ready for the day so that you're less reactive. Whether it's you like to journal, whether it's you want to get your gratitude written down, whether it's you want to just get your morning pages done. But that is the way you're going to be less reactive. If you start in a calm, mentally organized note, then the rest of the day just flows and you get that momentum going. If you start frazzled, you don't have a routine going on, you try and do 60 things at once, it never gets done. So again, my routine involves me showering, making my bed, doing my skincare, getting my makeup on. You guys don't have to do your makeup or anything, but it helps me feel productive, put together for the rest of the day. I'm like, I'm in work mode now, okay? I'm feeling good, I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling put together. And again, it translates. When your room is organized, when your body is organized, Jack, seriously nice choice of words. When you just feel put together, your work is more put together. Your brain is less cluttered. Your desk is less cluttered. Every single thing translates into the other. You're welcome. And guys, there is endless amounts of inspiration. I think every YouTuber with their pet gerbil has a morning routine. Every single Instagrammer has a morning routine. There are so many books on morning routine. SHARMA has the best one in my opinion. It made such a difference with me, with the way I structure and schedule my mornings. I highly recommend that. Again, SHARMA, the 5 a.m. Club, I'll leave the link to it down below. Listen to it on Audible when you're cooking, when you're cleaning, and wham bam, thank you ma'am. That morning routine is gonna change the rest of your day. I don't know where that saying came from, and I say it all the time, wham bam, thank you ma'am. I love it, but I'm like, what does it even mean? What does it mean? Second tip is have your breakfast. Now that is a big piece of advice I can give you. I used to intermittent fast, or I used to just avoid or push breakfast later, but one, it made my brain foggy. It made it difficult to concentrate. I was moody, anxious, agitated. I was reactive. It just does not work. So have a nice, hearty, satisfying breakfast. Sit there away from your computer. Don't associate your breakfast with work. Have your coffee. Take that time to just get ready for the day by being calm, being centered, being present, enjoying it, whether it's you have breakfast as a family or whether you just I don't know, have a breakfast that you look forward to. So a lot of you did ask me after my Dubai vlog what breakfast I ended up choosing in Waitrose, what cereal, because I'm a cereal girl. I ended up getting Frosted Flakes Frosties because the kid in me loves Frosties. I have it with banana and milk in the morning. I have Cocoa Pops and I have Cheerios. I love Cheerios so much. Sometimes I even have it as an after dinner snack. Ugh, Cheerios. I'm a very passionate person. Third tip is get a to-do list going. Now, separate your to-do list into threes. Actually, that's what I ended up doing. Now, if you have a side hustle, if you have a main business, if you have something else that you're running, have a separate to-do list for each separate sector, try and say that 3 times fast, in your life. So I have one for my main business. I run 3 businesses, so I have a separate to-do list for each one. And again, I separate it into 3 goals per list because that keeps it attainable. It doesn't feel overwhelming. It doesn't feel like too much. And then again, I have a separate list for social to-do lists, like reach out to these people, message these people back, because again, you don't want to get too flustered and overwhelmed with just doing work, because life is about work relationship balance. But the best tip I can give you for working through your to-do list is finish number 1 before you move on to number 2. Don't try and mix and jumble everything, because that's what people end up doing. You take a little dollop of this, a little dollop of this, mix it all together in the pan. Things don't end up getting done properly. You have unfinished tasks at the end of the days, and sometimes you try and keep revenue in your mind of how much you've done of each task and what you have left to do. Don't do that. Get one done, finished, smack it out the park, out the way, and then move on to tip number 2. It's really the best piece of advice that I can give. I probably say that every single time, but no, it helps me a lot, and I know it will, guys, it will help you. Again, things will feel less jumbled in your mind. Get number 1 done before you move on to number 2, or you'll finish the day with half-assed, half-empty, half-finished things. You won't even remember in your mind what's been done and what's been completed or not. It just does not work. Tip number 4 is batch your emails. Now, if you continuously and sporadically check your emails throughout the rest of the day, you waste time, you become distracted, you end up saying, oh, Refinery 29 and letting me know what their best face serums are. Sephora sent me an email. Topeka sent me an email. Oh my gosh, while I'm doing that, let me just go check and browse my Instagram. It's the worst thing you can do. So just get your 45 minutes time batched answering your emails, and do not click on promotional emails. That is a big no-no. You get so sidetracked down this rabbit hole, but no, you don't need to check them sporadically throughout the rest of the day. It stops you getting your tasks done. It stops you getting your work done. When you are getting your tasks and projects done, do not check your email. Trust me, it'll deviate you from it, and you'll have 60 different browsers up before you know it. It's a really, really important thing to do, is do not sporadically check your email throughout the rest of the day. So just allocate that time that, okay, at 10 a.m., I'm gonna check my emails for 45 minutes, answer everything, and that is done for at least the next 4-6 hours. If you wanna do it once more at the end of the workday, that's cool. Tip number 5, after every 2 hours or 2.5 hours or so, stop, take a break. Now, what I do after my first 2.5 hours, I have my morning snack. Whether you want to take a break and do chores, whether you want to get outside, I like to walk the dog sometimes. I get to lie and sit outside in the sun. I like to cook something. I like to just bake. Well, I don't know what it is that you want to do, but just take time. It's going to be time completely away from your work, away from your computer, away from your phone. Whether it's if you want to Zoom call a family member, that's a great thing to do, but don't associate it with your work, whatever you do. So for the first break, like I said, I like to snack. I like to walk outside. For my second break, I'll have my lunch. Now, my breaks last about half an hour to 35 minutes long for each one. And again, it's enough time where when I get back, I feel refreshed. I have this whole new source of energy. I'm like, let's go. Let's get ready for this. Jax is in the zone. But otherwise, you get fatigued if you don't take that break. If you don't take a long enough break as well, you'll be fatigued, you'll be mentally drained, and then you won't have that added energy just to get everything done throughout the rest of the day, and you'll burn out. Come day 3, you'll be like, yo, I'm out. I'm out of this, Linda. Sometimes I like to listen to a podcast. Sometimes I like to read a bit of a book while I'm sitting outside and lying in the sun. But I've not been lying out in the sun enough, which is why I literally look like Casper's ghost at the moment. Not gonna lie, I give myself a fright in the mirror. I'm like, what happened to you? I'm just really scared to use fake tan because I'm worried it comes out splodgy and blotchy. Tip number 6, best advice I can give a lot of people, stop saying that, Jax, is outsource. Now, whether it's using Fiverr or Upwork or 99 Designs or anywhere else to get a virtual assistant, a private assistant, getting someone to answer your emails for you, it is gonna open up so much time that you have on your hands. And also remember to work smarter, not harder. If there's someone else that can do a better job than you, do it. That's what I did when I started outsourcing my editing, when I started getting a virtual assistant to answer emails, to go do market research. And it's not expensive, for whether it's a private assistant, a personal assistant, a virtual assistant, Fiverr, Upwork, 99 Designs. There are some great platforms and websites where people can do it, whether it's building a website, monitoring a website, maintaining a website, doing market research for you, creating business proposals, plans, give them the instant information that needs to go in a presentation. It's going to take so much time and anxiety off of your shoulders that you don't need to focus and worry about. It's going to stop you getting to that burnout. The best thing I ever did was investing in outsourcing. And like I said, it's not expensive and it takes so much time, energy, and hassle off of your shoulders. And if someone else can do it better, I say go at it and do it, my friends. Delegate. A lot of us don't want to delegate. We think we have to do everything ourselves. And again, we become frazzled. So look at your to-do list. Look at what you can outsource and notice the world of a difference that's going to make in your life. Whether it's you need someone to tutor the kids for you, you need someone to create a printout for you, spreadsheet. It's so easy to do and it's an incredible investment. Seriously, do it. Do it. So tip number 7 is have an isolated workspace. Have a place where you only work at, not where you eat at, not where you sleep at, not where you have any of those associations. Otherwise, you'll struggle to fall asleep at night. It'll just actually create this whole disharmony within your mind. That way, when I get into bed, I don't associate my bed with stress, with tension, with work, with to-do lists. It's where I unwind and I relax throughout the rest of the day and again, sleep like a baby. Otherwise, if you notice you struggle falling asleep, you feel anxious, your mind can't stop, what associations do you have with your bed? Do you ever do work while lying in your bed? That's a big no-no. So at your desk, have everything you need so that you don't need to get up every 3 seconds you forgot stuff. Have your pen, your paper, have your laptop, have your charging cable, have your water, have your coffee, just have everything there so that again, you're ready to go and you don't need to keep getting distracted and walking up, sitting down, doing other things. Doesn't work ever. And let everyone know that when you're at your work desk, you're at your work desk. Do not disturb you. Do not come in and ask 20, 50 questions. 20, 50 questions. So everyone knows when I'm at my work desk, do not bother Jax. She's in the zone. Do not bother me. Otherwise, again, I have to get up, stand down, I get distracted, I get sidetracked. Where are the AA batteries? I don't know. Go find the AA batteries. Jax is at her workspace. But you need to have that actual differentiation. You need to have those strict lines when you're like, no, this is my workspace. Do not disturb me. Do not bother me when I'm at my workspace. Otherwise, I'm not going to get shit done. But again, that's why when you eat, you want to associate it with being relaxed and at peace, not being stressed at your work desk. So having each different sector in your life and don't let them cross. Otherwise, like I said, things don't turn out great. Number 8 is stretch. Now there are some great online yoga stretching, chair exercises, and it makes a big difference. It stops you with the back pain. It stops you getting tense shoulders with a text neck, like, you know, when you crane your neck down, and it makes the big difference. Again, it gives me that second wind. I feel released and relaxed, and again, it makes it less painful and less like I'm punishing myself with sitting in a chair the whole time, just by having those little things that break up those moments. So every 10 minutes, I do a little stretch. So it's just like 5 minutes of stretching, of releasing tension in your body. And when you have less tension, it's so much easier, again, to get into that flow, to work, to get in the zone. It's a big game changer, just stretching. It takes 5 minutes of your time, loads of YouTube tutorials. Highly recommend it. So tip number 9 is, this was a big one. So I always heard people talking about this and I was like, it's not going to make a difference. It made a huge difference, okay? Get a timing cube and not using your phone to check the time to get work done. So I batch every single task into 45-minute tasks and I use a timing cube because if I use my phone to check the time, then I end up seeing Instagram things that have popped up. Then I end up going onto Instagram and then Snapchat and then Instagram and then Facebook and then seeing what's popping up on YouTube and then let me check my emails. Your phone has too many sideways distractions. Then you check WhatsApp, then you check your messages, then you check, it just does not ever end well using your phone as a timer. Like I said, there are too many distractions that are gonna be popping up. Don't do it, don't do it. Sorry, my camera just ran out of battery, but yeah, those little cubes that sit on the end of your desk and it stops you getting distracted and sidetracked. You don't realize how much your phone actually distracts you until you take it out of the equation. Big game changer. Stop saying game changer, Jax. I feel like, what was that movie or show, Game Changers? Finally, tip number 10, one of the most important tips is no overtime. Do not burn yourself out. Have your end of the day, have those actual lines that separate your work life and your social life, because when you have to work at home, then sometimes the lines can get blurred, and again, you can burn out, you're constantly anxious because you constantly feel guilty about not working. You don't want to get into that spiral. So come 5 p.m. or whenever, clock out for your work day. That is done. Do not give it a second thought. That is something really, really important to hold on to and to understand. So Linda, put that phone away and do not feel guilty about not being able to do work when you're literally, your workplace is your home place, is your social place, is your relaxation place. Just take a step away from it. So what I will be doing is, because I've explained this, I'll show you how I actually do it in a day. I'll vlog a work day. It's probably going to be really boring seeing that I sit on my computer and work all day. But I'll show you how I break my day up, how to actually apply these into a normal work day. So hopefully that will be helpful. And don't forget, in my next video, we're going to be going over how to start your own business in quarantine, how to be your own boss. You know, come out of this being a better person, having something from it, like, you know, actually get something positive and proactive out of the quarantine. Yes, exciting, I know. So if you did like this video, don't forget to hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. Let me know what tips you have. Maybe I didn't mention something and you're like, well, Jax, this works really well for me. I'd like to know about it. So I'm going to be seeing you guys in my next video. Mwah.